Good morning and Jai Hind everyone. Today, first we solve one question based on determinant. Then we have to study about properties of determinants. Okay. Right. Find the minors and cofactor. Find the minors and cofactors of each element of the second column. Each element of the second column of the determinant and find the value of determinant and find the value of determinant and write the value that means the determinant is given. Yes,
please repeat.
Okay, just right. Find the minors and cofactors. Find the find the minors and cofactors of each element of the second column. Each element of the second column of the determinant, just right here, delta, and hence find the value of determinant, and hence find the value of determinant, and hence find the value of determinant means what? By using the cofactor of second column, you have to find the value of determinant, okay? Where delta is equal to, yes, right, delta is equal to 3, 4, 2, minus 2, 6, minus 1, 157. 157. Okay. So here you have a determinant. So first of all, you find the minor and cofactor of second column. So just you see, this element is that is the second column, and that is represented as A12. A12. So the minor corresponding to that is written as M12. And how you find the value of M12? Yes, eliminating first row, second column. That means the row and column passing through this element. Understand? A12. So if you eliminate first row and second column, so you have 4 into 7. So yes, you have to that means take the cross multiply in between the remaining elements. So 4 7s are 28. And you multiplying here 2 5 are 10 and with negative sign, so here you have minus 10 and your result is what? 18.
80.
Yeah. So here you have 18. In the same way, you find the value of M22, means the element of minor of second row, second column. Okay. So you have this one. So eliminate that row and column. So you have 3 7s are 21 minus 3 7s are 21, and here you take 2 1s are 2. So the result is what? 19.
19.
Yes. So here you have 19, and then find the value of M32. M32 means corresponding to this element, and yes, for that what you do? You have to eliminate third row and second column. So you have 3 5 ja 15 minus 4. So 15 minus 4, and
11.
that is equal to 11. So in this way, here you have the values of minor. Now what you know about the cofactor? Yes, if I plus j is even, then the value of cofactor and the minors are same. And if I plus j is equal to odd, then the value of cofactor is minus times than that of the value of minor. So here you can write A12, and here you see 1 plus 2 is odd, so your minor cofactor is 18. And A22, here 2 plus 2 is even, so that is 19. And if you write here A3, that is again odd, so its value is minus 11. So in this way, here you have the values of cofactor. Values of cofactor. In this way, you have the values of cofactor. Now, the value of determinant, and actually, you know the properties of that means determinant, value of determinant in terms of cofactor. So, what is that? The sum of the product of the elements of any row or any column with their corresponding cofactor give the value of determinant. So, in this way, you can write, yes. So the value of determinant delta is equal to A12, A12, right in this way, plus A22, capital A22, plus A32, capital A32. Now putting its values from the determinant. So here you have minus 2 and A12 is what? Minus 18 and plus here you have 6, A22 is 19 and plus minus 1 and into minus 11. Yeah, simplifying, you have your answer. So here you have 36 and this one is what? 114, 114 and plus 11. Yes, simplifying all that and you will have your answer. So that is equal to 161. 161. So in this way, if the questions are asked in such a way of 2 marks, you can do it. Okay. So write it. So here you see that there are two properties based on cofactor. That means the sum of the product of any row or column with their corresponding cofactor gives the value of determinant. The sum and the product of any row or any column with respect to the cofactor of other row or column is equal to 0. Okay. So in this way, you that means learn how to find the values of determinant of 2 order, 3 order, 1 order, minors and cofactors of the determinant, and also the that means the properties of determinant in terms of its value. So write next heading, properties of determinant. Yes, right, beta. Properties of determinant. I dictate it, try note it on your fair copy. Properties of determinant. So, right, first property. If each element, yes, right. If each element in a row or in a column of a determinant is 0, then the value of determinant is 0. Then the value of determinant is 0. Means if in a determinant each element of a row or a column is 0, then you can say the value of that determinant is 0. For example, yes, right here, suppose if you have any determinant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0, 0, 0. So here you see that each element of third row are 0. So you can say that yes, its value is 0. You can write it directly. Yes, its value is 0. Okay. So due to that first property, what you have, if each element of a row or a column is 0, then you can say that its value is 0. So here you see that in third row, all the elements are 0, so its value is 0. In the same way, that way, in suppose if we in your a column 0, 0, 0, so you can write it, it is equal to 0. Okay. Yes. Now, right. Second property, if each element of one side, if each element on one side of the principal diagonal of a determinant is 0, then the value of determinant, then the value of determinant is the product of the diagonal elements. Then the value of the determinant is the product of the diagonal element. Okay. So, for example, just see, suppose if you have any determinant and here you have 1, here you have 0, 2. Sorry, not only diagonal elements. So write here 1, 2, 3, and here you have 0, and here suppose I take -5, and here you take any other element, suppose 6. Here you have 0, 0, and here you take 8. Yes. So just you see 1, -5, and 8. Yes, just I mark it in this way. Yes. 1. Yes. 1, -5, and 8. 1, -5, and 8 are diagonal elements. Okay. 1, -5, and 8 are diagonal elements. And here you see that the elements of one side of diagonal element are 0. So here you have diagonal element, and here you see that the below the diagonal element, all the elements are 0. So in that case, what you do, if you want to find that is value of this type of determinant, yes, only you have to take the product of diagonal element. Yes, that gives you result. Understand? Just say it. And suppose the result is what? So here you have 1 into -5 into 8. So the result is -40. So the value of that type of determinant is -40. So this type of property help you to for that means solve MCQ questions. Suppose that type of questions are given in your MCQ part, so you can do it very easily. Oh, only you have to see, yes, all the elements below diagonal element or above diagonal elements are 0. So its value can be obtained by in this way. But here you can verifying also. How you can say its value is diagonal which you by using the property which you already know. Okay. So you can also verifying it. So how you verifying it? I suggest you have to find the value of the determinant for with respect to that row or column which have more number of zero. So here you see that your third row contains two zeros, only 8 is the element which is non-zero. So you have to expand it with respect to R3. So what you do, first you decide what is its sign. So positive, negative, positive. So that sign is positive. So here you can write 8, and then what you write, eliminating third row and this column and multiplying the remaining elements. So 1 into this value is -5 and 0 into 2 is 0. So here you see that its result is -4. So in this way, you can verifying it also. Oh, that is the result. Okay. So here you have a property also. Okay, so what happens if one side of the diagonal, all the elements are 0, then its value is 0. Okay. Now, next property. Third property. The value of determinant remains unchanged. The value of determinant remains unchanged if its rows and columns are interchanged. If its rows and columns are interchanged. So, for the matrix, when row and column are in, suppose if you have any matrix A and you interchange row and column of that given matrix, so the matrix which you obtained is known as what? Transpose of that matrix. You know it. That matrix is known as transpose of matrix. Okay. So due to that property, what you have, yes, if you interchange row and column of any that is determinant, the value is not affected. So after that is writing this statement, you can also write that is, yes, right, that is determinant of A is equal to determinant of transpose of A. Both have the same value. Okay, write it in this way. That is determinant of A is equal to determinant of transpose of A. For example, suppose 1 mark questions are asked in such a way also. Suppose in any question it is given if determinant of A is given as 8, then what is the value of determinant of transpose of A? And if you know this property, suppose the question is like that, if determinant of A is equal to 8, then what is the value of determinant of transpose of A? Okay, so if you know this property, you can write it also. Yes, transpose of A is also 8. There is no any change in its value. Its value remains same. Okay, so note this one. And you also note the meaning of that one. That is determinant of A is equal to determinant of transpose of A. And one of the example here, if determinant of A is equal to 8, then determinant of transpose of A is also equal to 8. Yes, write it. Yes, next property, property 4. If any two rows, yes, write better. If any two rows and write within bracket or columns. If any two rows and within bracket write or columns of a determinant are interchanged, then the value of determinant changes by minus sign only. Okay, right. That is, suppose if you have any determinant delta, and that delta is written as generalize it. Suppose if you have any determinant like that, A1 B1 C1, A2 B2 C2, A3 B3 C3. Suppose if you have any determinant of order 3 whose value is delta, understand? Then now what I am doing here, only I interchange R1 and R2. Means here we applying an operation, R1 is replaced by R2. Okay, so in place of R1 you write that is second row, and in place of second row you write that is first row. So what happens here? So right here then, yes, right, A2 B2 C2, here you write A1 B1 C1 and A3 B3 C3. So the value of this determinant is equal to minus times of delta. Understand? In the same way you can do it in column also. Suppose first column is replaced by second, so in that case the value of that determinant is equal to minus times. So if there be a need of interchange of that means one row into other row or one column into other column, so you have to, that means multiplying that determinant with negative sign also to manage its value. Okay, by compensation. Okay, understand? So this is the rule. And if you again interchange any row to other, so minus and minus becomes positive also. Okay, so this is also very important property. Yes, right, next. And yes, that is very important, that is rule here. Suppose if you have a determinant of order n, if you have a determinant of order n, and you introducing a minus to any number, here you see that here it becomes minus times. Understand? And if you multiplying minus sign to all the, that means row, so what you do in that case, if you multiplying minus sign to each of the row, so you have to divide that minus sign, or means you have to that means multiplying the complete determinant by minus 1 to the power n times. Okay, so just I explain it later on. Okay, right, next property. If two parallel lines, sorry, not parallel lines, right, row and column. Yes, if two rows or columns, if two rows or columns of a determinant are identical, then the value of determinant is 0. Then the value of determinant is 0. Okay. So write it. That is, here I write A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A1, B1, C1. So its value is 0. So here you see that your first row and third row are identical. Means same type of elements are there. So its value is 0. Not only the same type. If the any row or elements of any row or column are in proportion, that is are in the same ratio, then that value is also 0. Because suppose here you have 1 2 3 and the third row is 2 times of that, and that is 1 4 6. So if you're taking 2 common in third row, so you see that your first row and third row becomes that means identical. So its value is 0. So not that is taking common. So you learn this property also. Either identical or any row or column are that means are in the same ratio. Okay, as in that case its value is also 0. Okay, yes, write it. Next, if each element of a row, or column of a determinant is multiplied by the same number k. Suppose k is any number, by the same number k, then the value of determinant is k times the value of original determinant. K times the value of original determinant. Understand? That is very important. That means property. So just listen. Right. That is, if delta is equal to, here I write that means general value A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. Okay. Suppose that determinant's value is delta. Understand? Now, if you multiplying first row by k, so as per rule, what is given? If you multiplying first row by k, then that value of that determinant is equal to k times of delta. That's value is k times of delta. So again, if you multiplying second row by the same number, its value is k square times of delta. If you multiplying here by k, so its value becomes k cube times of delta. And suppose if you have a determinant of order n, then you multiplying k to each of the row or column, then what is the value of that determinant? So that is equal to k to the power n times of delta, means value of determinant. So that is the meaning of this property. Okay, so write it first. So if delta is equal to this one, then yes, right. A determinant of KA1, KA2, KA3. Only that is multiplying here in first row. So A2, B2, C2, and here you have A3, B3, C3. Okay, so the value of this determinant is equal to K times of delta. Is equal to K times of delta, and write its general result. Okay. Yes, because the MCQ questions are also asked in this property generally in board exam. Okay, so write it star, make it star point and note it. Yes, if determinant of A, sorry, write in this way. If A is a square matrix, of order n, if A is a square matrix of order n, then determinant of k times of A, right, in this way, then determinant of k times of A is equal to k to the power n into determinant of A. K to the power n into determinant of A. So here you see that if that matrix is of n order, so no doubt it have n rows, and each of the row here you multiplying by k, okay, multiplying by k, and suppose the determinant of any value is given as that was determinant of A, so its value is what, k times of determinant of A. So I also, that is the general result, okay. So just I'm giving you that means a question based on this property, then you go to next that means property here. Okay, right, better write one question. uh, if yes, right, I dictate it. If A is a square matrix, if A is a square matrix of order 3, A is a square matrix of order 3, and determinant of A is equal to 5, and determinant of A is equal to 5, then find the value of, then find the value of 3 times of determinant of A. You have to find the value of 3 times of determinant of A. So what is your result? So just listen. So here it is,
135.
yes. So here it is given ki, 3 times of determinant of A. So 3 times of determinant of A can be written as what? 27 times of determinant of A. Means what you do, here you take 3 common in first row, second row you have to take 3 common, and in third row 3 common. Understand? That be the difference in matrix and determinant. In case of matrix, you see that if you multiplying any scalar number to a matrix, so that matrix is to be multiplied to each of the element in the matrix, each of the element in the matrix. But in case of determinant, it is not so happen, okay. You have to multiplying that scalar number by, sorry, in a row or in a column. Understand? So if you multiplying that number by any number, any determinant, so its value becomes so that times, okay. Suppose if you multiplying by 2 in first row, so the value of determinant becomes 2 times. In second row again it becomes 2 times, means 4 times, and third row so it becomes 8 times. So here you see that the value of 3A is equal to 27 determinant of A, and yes, putting its value 27 into 5, so 3 5 are 15, and here you have 135 is your answer, okay. So note it. So that be a question based on this property. Okay, now come to next property. Property 7. And just listen, one of the properties also here I see, which be also based on this property. So note it also. Yes, one question. Yes, note it. The determinant of, yes, right, the determinant of a square matrix, or sorry, the determinant of a skew symmetric matrix, the determinant of a skew symmetric matrix of order is 0. The determinant of a skew symmetric matrix of odd order is 0. So just see how it is 0. Suppose if you have any square matrix, let A be a skew symmetric matrix of odd order n. Suppose here n is any odd number and A is any square skew symmetric matrix. Then what you have as per property, transpose of A is equal to minus A. You know this property, definition of skew symmetric matrix. Or you can write A is equal to minus times of transpose of A. And determinant is just like an operation. So if you applying determinant both side, then what you have? Just see. Here you have determinant. Here you have determinant of minus of transpose of A. Understand? And this determinant is of order n. This determinant is of order n. So what you have? You can write this as minus 1 to the power n. This can be written as minus 1 to the power n determinant of transpose of A. And you know, minus 1 to the power n for odd numbers is equal to negative. Yes, right here, minus of determinant of A. And you know by this property, determinant of A transpose is equal to determinant of A. So here you have 2 times of determinant of A is equal to 0 or determinant of A is equal to 0. So in this way, here you prove that the determinant of skew symmetric matrix of odd order is equal to 0. Okay, note it. So that property is also based on that means the rule or the property which you study here.
Sir, please explain again. I have not got this property.
What happens?
So this property I have not got it. Please explain it again.
This one, which I written on
Yes,
board.
sir.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
Just
sir.
Here I told you the skew symmetric matrix, the determinant of skew symmetric matrix of odd order is equal to 0. Okay, and here you have a proof. Here I proved that yes, how it is 0. Okay, so here you suppose A is any skew symmetric matrix. So by definition you have this one, A dash, that is transpose of A is equal to minus A, or you can write A is equal to minus times of transpose of A. Now taking determinant both sides. So here you have determinant of A and right side you have minus times of transpose of A in this way. Okay. Just listen, and here this A matrix determinant is of order n. So just you see your previous question, what I am written here, a determinant of 3 times of A. So the determinant of 3 times of A can be written as 27 determinant of A. Why? Because this A is of order n, sorry, to 3 in previous question. This determinant is of order 3 and here it is given that determinant is of order n. That's why here I can write minus 1 to the power n determinants of transpose of A. And you know transpose of A is equal to determinant of A. So here I have minus determinant of A. So 2 times of determinant of A is equal to 0 or determinant of A is equal to 0. So in this way, this prove your result. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
Note it. Yes, note and write next property. If each element of a row, if each element of a row or a column of a row or a column of a determinant consist of sum of two or more terms, then the determinant can be expressed as the sum of as the sum of two or more determinants whose other rows or column are not altered. Are not altered. Okay, so write it. That is right. What is the meaning of that? Just see. Suppose if you have any determinant like that, determinant, just write it quickly. The time is about to over. Suppose here you have A1 plus B, B1, C1. Okay, A2. Here I write here D1, A2 plus D2, B2, C2, A3 plus D3, B3, C3. So here you see that in this determinant, your each term of the first column contains two terms, sum of the two terms, understand? So that determinant can be expressed as the sum of two determinants, okay, keeping the other two columns identical, means unaltered, understand? Not that two columns are not changed. You have to write as it is, and the determinant can be expressed as the sum of two determinants. So how it be represent? So that is equal to, right here, determinant. Here your first column is only for A1, B1 and A1, A2, A3. So write here A1, A2, A3, and here you write B1, B2, B1, B2, B3, and here you write C1, C2, C3 plus, and your second determinant is D1, D2, D3, and here you write as it is B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. So that is the meaning of this property. Okay, so this is the meaning of this property. If the any row or column of a determinant is expressed as the sum of two or more term, then